at CampaignHQ, we're in the business of having conversations with people, and the number one challenge campaigns are facing right now is how to have a meaningful conversation with voters when you aren't able to campaign in person. How do you replace the personal connection that comes from going door to door? Or how do you answer voters' questions and show that you're qualified for office when not only all of your events are canceled, campaign events like forums and town halls are also canceled. And one of the things that we're talking a lot about with clients right now is if you are looking at a June 2 or a June 9 or a June 30th primary, your election is not going to be moved. So you really need to have a strategy to do more than just send a postcard to whoever voted last time, because the voting patterns this time, particularly on the primary side, are going to be turned upside down. There are some states where every voter is being mailed an absentee ballot, and you could have record high turnout. You're going to need a voter outreach strategy for mid to low propensity voters who in any other year may not have voted in your primary. And in places where you have a high senior population or in-person voting restrictions haven't been relaxed, voter turnout could be incredibly low. And so the candidates who figure out how to have a real two-way conversation with voters, and friends, a two-way conversation means you talk and you also listen. Those candidates are going to have a major advantage over the ones who just blast their information in your face. And that's why phones are so important right now. That's really why phones are having a moment. Sean talked a little bit earlier about having a telephone town hall where you can get hundreds or thousands of voters on the line. They get to ask you their questions and they put you on the spot and they make you give real answers. Voters get an opportunity to give you their opinion, to tell you if they want to donate or vote for you or sign your petition. We're doing a lot of live calls right now, sharing information, but also asking for an opinion and asking people for their vote. And then again, peer-to-peer texting that Sean mentioned. What we've seen be incredibly successful is candidates who sit in front of their fireplace and use their iPhone and make a 20-second video. They send it out to their voters and they say, what do you think about this? Will you vote for me? Do you have any questions? And we're also seeing a resurgence, oddly enough, in automated calls, especially for seniors who have landline phones. Hearing from someone they know and they care about and they respect really matters right now. What it all comes down to, what we're seeing is people are at home and they're either scared or they're mad. And the question for campaign managers and consultants and candidates is, how do we answer that basic need for human interaction? You can't do that with a digital ad. You can't do that with direct mail. And sometimes folks are still just blasting their information even in their texts and their phone calls, instead of taking that step back and saying, hey, I care about you. I want to meet you where you are, and I really want to listen. You can't answer that human need by shoving information in someone's face. You do it with a conversation. And that's really why phones matter, because whether they're scared or they're angry, people so desperately want to be heard. And the candidates that understand that and craft their strategy around that, who reach the right people, ask the right questions, deliver the right message, and listen, ultimately are going to be the ones who win, whether they have a June primary, a July primary, or they're looking at the November election. And so, so we love working with campaigns that care about that interaction, that love having that interaction, that are going to listen and respond and be authentic with it. And those eventually are the candidates that are going to prevail. They're going to know who is planning to vote, how they're planning to vote, and making sure that whatever challenges their voters face, whether it's voting by mail for the first time, finding a changed polling location, when you listen, you have the opportunity to respond, and that's how you have the opportunity to win. So I look forward to the rest of the conversation, and I look forward to answering questions, whether it's about town halls or fundraising or live calls or texting. Look forward to hearing people's questions.